You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
In Walmart's Hulu'ville, time was ticking away. Only a few nights left till the big holiday. But last-minute gifters had no need to worry. Walmart Express Delivery got their gifts in a hurry. From Nintendo to Nespresso and Lego Flowers, they could check off their lists in as fast as an hour. All of Hulu'ville, East, West, South, and North, could order gifts up until 5 p.m. on December 24th. So this holiday, just do as the Who's do. With gift delivery this fast, they all gasped. From Walmart, who knew? Subject to availability, terms and fees apply.
Nathan.
And Katie, I think it's a very special episode today, is it not?
I think we got some woo-woo magic coming for our listeners and viewers today. We are, for the fourth time, maybe? Question mark? Bringing back our favorite wellness witch, the one and only Tandy. Hello.
It's me.
We love having you on our show. Nathan, tell any new listeners about our History's Mysteries series.
Yes, well, throughout history, certain little things that happened where we're like, did the princes in the tower get murdered? Who murdered them? You know, different scenarios that there's historians battle over what the truth of the matter is.
It's a history's mystery.
It's exactly what it says. And so we bring in a wonderful wellness witch to guide us to some of those answers.
With the help of her tarot deck.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with me. It is all the cards and all the channeled messaging.
And so we are so excited that Tandy has agreed to come back. These are some of our favorite episodes. These are so much fun, and our listeners always really love them. But before we get into the mystery, Tandy, let our audience know a little bit about you, what you do, about your online community. Yeah, give us the spiel before we get into the mystery.
Here's the spiel. I am a wellness witch. I cover a lot of ground and hold a lot of space. You can find me and all my offerings at unicornwellnessstudio.com. It is based in a movement practice of 30-minute Pilates-based workouts. And everybody goes, what does it have to do with our spirituality? Body and vessel are the home of our soul, and it is the original temple. And so the membership focuses on healing and balancing work that gives us more access to our intuition, to our spirituality, to ourselves, to our authenticity, and to our personal empowerment. And I also am a mentor in magical mentoring. I have group offerings as well as one-on-one. They are mentoring sessions based in tarot readings that have a channeled to-do list to guide us through our next best steps for our highest and greatest good. We have 4 dark goddesses that we typically work with, and then we had a new goddess enter the chat this year. So it's usually Lilith, Hecate, Kali, and Aphrodite. And Artemis stepped up and stepped through, and she said, wait, I want to be a part of this party. And for those it gels with, it's their home, and they feel seen and held and heard in a way that they've really communicated they don't feel other places. So that's what I do a lot.
Yes, and as a unicorn member and a part of the coven, I can be a testament to the wonderful things that it brings to your life.
You've done the group mentoring twice now, right?
No, I think 3 or 4. 4. I'm on my 4th.
3 or 4.
Well, Tandy, are you ready to channel some historical mysteries?
I am.
This one might be, it's kind of dark, but I feel like they've mostly been kind of dark also.
Aren't they all?
Aren't they all a little bit? But have you ever heard of an event in history called St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre?
Yes, but I think I say this every time. Yes, I have, but I'm not, I couldn't.
You don't know.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to
Yeah.
be like, oh, let me just tell you all the details right now. Like, familiarity, sure.
Okay. All right. So that's what we are going to talk to you about it today. So Nathan, why don't you kind of like introduce the topic, who we're going to talk about, Yeah, get us started.
All right, well, this all centers around one of our ladies that we covered one day called Catherine de Medici. And who was she? Well, the TLDR was she was a very, very wealthy child born into a very, very wealthy ruling family in Florence, Italy. Gorgeous place. And boy, howdy, was her childhood traumatic. But we really don't have time for that. What you need to know is that when she was young, she was married off to a prince in France, the future King Henry II. And it was not a love match. And there's a lot of stuff about their marriage that makes us really uncomfortable. So we're going to skim over that.
Gonna have to do some skimming. But the French monarchs at the time were traditionally Catholic, pretty Catholic. That's important to the story, so just kind of put a pin in that. But as queen consort, just kind of like with any queen at the time, her number one job in the world, making babies. Making lots and lots of babies, preferably sons, because patriarchy. And she did, even though they were not a love match. Her and King Henry were fertile, and they had 10 kids. So,
Bless
yay.
her heart.
Bless her heart.
And after Henry died, Catherine's young son becomes king, and then he dies, and then another one becomes king, and then he dies, and then finally her son Charles IX becomes king of France. And by the time her son Charles becomes king, Catherine has spent years basically running the country behind the scenes. And now that Charles is king, he was not super popular.
He kind of wasn't like all that into be. He was happy to be king because of all of the luxuries it afforded him, but not necessarily for the right reasons, you know. Now here are where things get a little bit messy. At this time in France is kind of divided politically. So remember, there's no division in church and state at the time. And so we talked about, you know, Catherine being Catholic, and that's kind of more the traditional way that the state was run. But on the other side, we have the Protestants that are starting to gain power. And in France, they're known as the Huguenots. And the Huguenots and the Catholics are at each other's throats. And the Huguenots do not trust Charles as far as they can throw him. You know, they are not friends. They are side-eyeing each other. They're button heads. It's not a good scene.
Yeah, and this time in France history, it's called the French Wars of Religion. Ooh. In 1570, everyone thought, you know what? Let's try to extend an olive branch. And what better way to do that than to force a woman into a marriage? Surprise.
Surprise! Catherine had a daughter named Margaret, and it was decided that Margaret would marry this guy named Henry of Navarre because he was from the most prominent Huguenot family in France. But also, this wedding is going to be like the event of the year, maybe even the decade. So all the most prominent Huguenots in France and all the most prominent Catholics in France, they are all going to come together for this wedding, for like the coming together of these two families. It's going to like bury the hatchet. So what could possibly go wrong?
Oh, a lot. So everyone heads to Paris.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
They all head to Paris for the wedding, including this one guy named Admiral Colony. And this guy is a huge pain in Catherine's ass because he's been leading armies against Catholics for years, and he pulls a lot of power. And the rumors are that he's telling everyone that in earshot that he's going to kick King Charles to the curb and get a Protestant king on the throne.
And so Catherine de Medici is like, the fuck you are, you know? And so the rumor is that Catherine goes and like gets a group of her spies together because, you know, since she's been running shit behind the scenes these last few years, there's rumors and rumors and rumors of all this nefarious shit she's done. How real any of that is, who knows? But so she goes, gets her groups of spies, gets her groups of bad guys, and is like, we are going to assassinate Coligny at the wedding while everybody is celebrating.
And we're going to do some skimming for all those nitty-gritty details, but in the old days, wedding feast would last for days.
Especially for the daughter of the king. Yeah, like a princess, yeah.
And 6 days after this wedding, there was a feast called the Feast of St. Bartholomew. It was gonna be a to-do. All the Huguenot leaders will be there, including the admiral, so why not target him there?
And that is maybe when somebody said, why stop at Admiral Coligny? Why not kill them all?
This is, okay, Game of Thrones shit. That's what happened, but ruh-roh, things got out of hand.
The people of Paris, we're not just looking at the nobility now, just like the people living in their towns in Paris were just like, oh, we're killing Protestants? Hell yeah. And it just spread. And then it spread outside of Paris too. And so over the next few weeks, just within Paris, maybe as many as 5,000 Protestants were killed, but throughout France, as many as possibly 10,000 Protestants were murdered. And it's known today, this massacre is known today as the St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're here to ask about. Catherine de Medici, did she call for the murder of Admiral Coligny? Did she call for his murder? Or worse, was she hoping for this mass, killing of Protestants? Or is this just kind of that age-old historical thing of something shitty went down? Is there a woman we don't like all that much that we can blame it on?
Let's pin it on the woman, because if we pin it on the king, he might chop her head off. So.
Right. Or was it like her son and he just let. So yeah, so that's what we're here to ask. I guess the question we're starting with is, did Catherine call for, was it her idea to call for the assassinations to begin with? Do you think that's a good jumping off point for a question,
that's
Nathan?
Actually what I wrote as the first one. Did she call for the murder of Coligny?
Okay, picture this. It's the holidays, and I am, as always, trying to be that friend. The friend who gives gifts that make people gasp, clutch their pearls, and say, oh my God, how did you afford this? And that, my darlings, is why I'm going with Quince. When it comes to holiday gifting, I want to give things people actually love. Beautiful, timeless pieces that they'll wear for years. And Quince is delivering luxury without the, my credit card is screaming, price tag. They truly have something for everyone. Soft Mongolian cashmere sweaters for $50 that look and feel like designer pieces. I mean, hello. Silk tops and skirts for dressing up. Perfectly cut denim for everyday life, and outerwear that actually keeps you warm instead of theoretically warm. Their Italian wool coats, chef's kiss, tailored, soft, and built to last for seasons. And listen, this is your approved personal endorsement moment. My cashmere from them feels incredible. Soft, structured, and it does not pill. It's the kind of quality I normally expect from a $200 sweater, not $50. I've been reaching for it constantly, and it's holding up like a champ through all the chaotic holiday running around. Plus, Quince doesn't stop at clothes, honey. I've been peeking at their home, bath, kitchen, and travel goodies, and I fully intend to buy gifts for others and then mysteriously keep half of them for myself. 'Tis the season. Find gifts so good you'll want to keep them with Quince. Go to quince.com/queenspod for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/queenspod to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/queenspod.
Hello, I'm Diane Morgan. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't, who cares? I'm here to explain Italian time, a holiday phenomenon where Italians throw away their clocks and gather for eternity with San Pellegrino. I've been at this party so long that I've eaten 5 courses, hugged someone's grandma twice, and been offered a job in the family restaurant. So this holiday season, make sure to bring enough San Pellegrino to last you through the meal, the after meal, and the entire goodbye ritual. San Pellegrino, holiday on Italian time.
Let's start there. I'll pull one card, but before I do, typically when we've done these prior, I always share that stuff starts to move through, like before we get on call. It's fascinating, and I never know how, like, does it have anything to do with anything? I don't know. So these have come through. One of these has come through before. So it could just be a general, like, hey, we're in history's mysteries, and for some reason, Spirit starts to show me, like, the same thing over and over again. I'm like, oh, we're doing this today, so here's this thing. So apples came through pretty, like, clearly this morning. Roses came through this morning as well. Gloves, like, it kind of felt like duel vibes, like, I challenge you to a duel kind of thing. So I don't know, or, like, the gloves coming off kind of situation. And then mirrors. And mirrors are, like, super magical, but they're also, like, reflections of ourselves, but also used as portals to spy on people magically, like, spiritually. So I don't know how it all adds up or how any of it pertains. The gloves were really loud as to, like, a challenge or a duel or trying to kill someone. I'm going to be bold before we get to the cards. It didn't feel like her from the beginning. It feels like somebody on the inside giving reflections that it's her to make it look like.
So somebody from the beginning being like, it's going to be easy. She's going to be an easy person to pin it on.
Yes,
since she's
just
already
from
kind of got a shitty reputation.
Yes. Like, that would be easy. That would make sense, right? And so it kind of, I'll start pulling cards. But as we've talked about before as a channel, I don't necessarily need the cards. It just makes it a whole lot easier and a lot clearer. And it lands it. Like, images start coming through. Narratives will come through. I don't really know how any of them make sense together, and we just start to piece it, and hopefully the cards land it a little more tangibly for us. So
if you want to know a fun fact that I just looked up, is that Catherine de Medici coat of arms has red circles all over it, which Tandy, you can't see the video, Tandy's wearing a dress with red circles all over it. So it's like, wait a second. So something was coming through.
I'll probably put this video up on
y'all, this is a party dress too. We need to know this is not my daily wear, and today I was like, I want to wear something special. Like, I love this for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I literally looked it up and I was like, whoa, okay.
Fun. No, I'll probably put this video up on Patreon. So I'll put the coat of arms up right now so they can see it next to Tandy. I mean, it's not a perfect match because it's different colors, but it does have big red dots on it. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot if anyone's familiar or wants to be familiar with it.
I love that deck. I love that deck. It's so gorgeous. The art on it is just beautiful. It really speaks to the card. Like, it's one of those decks that you pull the card and you're like, oh, I know what the meaning is just by the look of it.
I love this deck in particular. Okay, so here we go. The first question that we're asking is, did she call for the murder of Coligny? And by she, Catherine de Medici. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Did she call for the murder? I love cards because they're just not always going to be simple for us. Okay, I'm going to hold it up if you use any of this video, if we want to see if we want to care about it. Okay, so 7 of Cups.
7 of Cups.
So 7 of Cups. So 7, we always think lucky number 7. But what is luck? It's when preparation meets timing. So to me, this already gives a vibe of there was a lot of preparation for this, and they were just waiting for the right timing to pull the trigger. And so 7 of Cups pushes us towards a life by design of not living a life by default. So this is about, like, strategy. This is about planning. This is about, like, foresight, want, and desire, and not letting things happen by default. So there's an interesting, like, Seven of Cups says, do you really want to live like this? Kind of thing. Like, it says, do you like what you got? Do you know what you got? So we're asking this question of, did she call for the murder of Coligny? And I think she's an easy target, but from this card, I also say yes, because it's a preparation and timing. And if she was navigating behind the scenes for so sometimes I just start talking and then get the like yes of it all of like she's navigating behind the scenes for so long that it is an absolute yes. But this was a long time coming sort of scenario. Like
it wasn't like she was like, hey, look at this opportunity that just fell in my lap. This was something that she.
It's a combo. It wasn't planned because of the wedding. It was something that was in motion before, and then the wedding happens, and then you have this setup. Okay. Has anybody watched the Diddy documentary?
Yes.
I haven't watched it. Nathan has, I think.
No spoilers. Just that when people are in places of power and they want to stay there, right? It starts to consume them. But the brilliance that can come from it is that they have no shame and they start to strategize way in advance of like playing chess. Like, these are the major players. This is who needs to be taken out in order for us to win or to stay in place. So it's very strategic. And that you have these long-term strategies of who needs to go, but you kind of do wait for timing. Like when timing meets that preparation of like, oh, this is actually a setup that could work. And like you implement it then, even though it's been in the works or in thought, like, that wouldn't suck for us. Maybe that would be a good idea. I don't fucking know. So she did. I mean, she did. I very much, she wasn't alone in it. And it is easy to say that it was her, but there was a lot of people in agreement to it. And it was a long time coming. And it just kind of so happened. The reason I'm saying about P. Diddy without like it being about him or spoilers, it does offer up that he knew that there were key players that needed to go for his long-term survival and thrival. And that there were some opportunities that were based on travel and parties that he started to block off who could leave or who would be in certain places at certain times so that perhaps something could happen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. Because, I mean, she was definitely planning. She had to have, in my opinion, she had to have planned it.
I was not expecting a Catherine de Medici P. Diddy comparison in this conversation today. It's always a surprise with you, Tandy, and I love it.
This is when you know, like, I'm like, there's nothing else that it could be other than, like, psychic because nothing makes sense. It just rolls through and it's like, wait, it looks like this. It sounds like this. Okay, you're welcome. I don't know. Welcome to the festivities of my brain.
That's going to be the sound bite, like, for any reels or anything we create, like, with the... I wasn't expecting P. Diddy and Catherine de Medici in the same sentence, but okay. All right. Well, I mean, and I guess that also, because one of the other questions was, like, was it actually her making this plan, or was it just easier to pin it on her? Because her son was the king, but did he actually, so could he be making those plans? But there's also like the conversation around like, did he want to be king? Was he actually doing anything besides throwing parties and buying shoes? You know, like, was he actually making
more
plans?
To the P. Diddy references here? Like...
Was it like just pinned on her because she was already an easy target? And like we always talk about, you can't talk shit on the king, but you can talk shit on the women on his in his life. Or was she? It sounds like she was making plans.
Yeah, I feel like he, as far as king, I mean, I can pull a card, but also we don't need him, but we do need him. It was her plan. But she was the long-term matriarch. I mean, she was planning and guiding from behind the scenes. Like, as far as king, he didn't know what the fuck. And yes, he loved the lifestyle. So whatever kept him in place for the lifestyle, he was on board with.
Yeah, I can see it. He was definitely the partier and just didn't give a shit and let his mom kind of run things so that he could stay in power. Because obviously she did a really good job at it.
She did a good job. I mean...
Love her or hate her, but she knew what she was doing. She's a very smart woman.
I'm just going to keep running it home because the P. Diddy stuff of it is when you see it, you just start to like, again, for eons, right? Like any sort of matriarch, patriarch, any sort of power, the goal is to stay in power. And again, you're so insular, you have so much access to things and so much control over narrative, if you're wise to it, that you really can do anything in order to stay in power. And they will. It's so like, this is like becomes the psychosis of it, of like, they don't know what else to do. This is the way they've lived their life. And then it starts to become like totally shameless. And like, it's just the way the brain's wired. Like nothing makes sense anymore. It's just a pawn. Because they keep showing me chess game too. Like to her, it's just a pawn. It's just a play. It's just for the long-term strategy of it. It's fine.
I can see that.
I guess then the next question we could pull to is, was it always meant to be just this one admiral, or was it always meant to be a larger attack of all the leaders of the Huguenots? Because that's when it goes from, okay, just like that one guy we got to get rid of, to a little bit more of like villain territory, you know?
Okay. I'm trying to figure out the question to get the clearest answer.
Was it always meant to be just like, was it supposed to be a kill on just that one guy?
Let's go with that. Yep.
Or yeah.
Okay, let's just do one, because when we ask the ors, sometimes it gets a little convoluted, and we can,
This is just starting to remind me of when we did, what's her name, Bathory, and I was completely ready to like exotify her and be like, she's not as bad as history has written her to be. Just the men have written her.
And Tandy was like,
and Tandy
oh no.
was like, nope, that bitch was bad news bears.
I remember that one because she was like,
sorry.
I did an energetic circle and Elizabeth Bathory is standing right outside of it, being like, I'm not a good guy.
She was not invited in. Okay, so was it just a hit on one guy? We're just going to ask that simple question and see what comes out. Why are these so weird? It's 4 of Wands.
Okay.
Let's give you the background on it, and then we'll lean into it. That's a weird card. The 4 is about foundations, okay? And usually it's a chuppah or a wedding. And the way that I read the 4 of Wands is that it's a commitment to the long term. Like we go to a wedding and you're like, yay, happily ever after. Like, you know, hey, wedding. Oh, wow. Also wedding.
At a wedding.
Yeah,
right
okay.
after a wedding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, but weddings are not the relationship and they're not the marriage, right? And then you're like, oh, there's laundry, there's chores, there's work. So 4 of Wands typically is about long-term strategy for the future that you want. Okay, I'll put it that way. The answer is no. It wasn't just one guy, because this is a long-term strategy. This was about foundations. I will offer this up in the reading of it because it wasn't, not that you can do this, but it wasn't meant to get so out of hand sort of scenario. Like clearly it's a message and it's violent and it's crazy, but it was also the strategy. It was meant to be a warning and like a clarity, like don't fuck with, like we're done. Gloves were off. That's
gloves
what,
were off.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where the gloves come in, because the gloves they were showing me, are like medical gloves that were turned inside out. Like me, you know, like when you take, like if they're like covered in blood or like goo and you take them off. So the gloves were off. It wasn't just about him. It was all of them. And it was because they like, it was like this, I don't know, wild fevery. Well, let's just do the whole, they're all in one place. And the messaging is that it wasn't supposed to leave the table.
Oh, okay, because that was
So
actually one of the other questions that we were going to have is like, was it meant to be everybody, like all the Protestants? Did Catherine de Medici want all of them dead? And it sounds like that's a no.
It was never supposed to be like a Holocaust of Protestants.
No,
type
it
of thing.
wasn't. It was supposed to be a warning, and it was supposed to be this over the top, and it speaks to her not understanding that they're actually connected to the people that they rule. Do you know what I mean? Like, it really felt like chess and strategy and like power flex and like everyone's expendable and watch this crazy move. But some of it was just utter disconnect of not understanding that it affects people. It was supposed to be a flex to the sides, not to the people, which makes no sense, but also so disconnected to like what their actions do and who they're supposed to be doing it for.
Right. And so she was just surprised that all of France went, oh, fuck yeah. Kill some Protestants.
I hate laughing at that. That's not a laughing matter.
Well, and I hate to say this. So again, to the point of like, I always said an energetic circle, like no non-benevolent spirits can come in or out. We've had other readings where we know they're sitting at the edges. They want to be heard. We've had other readings where they're very much present and chatting with us. Catherine's literally, it shows me as half in, half out. I've never had that happen before, that like her right side is inside the circle and her left side, you know, like left-hand path sort of situation, that like she didn't expect it to go that far. But
She's
not mad about it.
She's not disappointed.
She's not like losing sleep over it. She's not, okay.
Katie's face.
Not great. Not great, Kathy. Not great.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra, the official beer partner of the NBA, is bringing NBA fans closer than ever this season with chances to win great prizes, including courtside tickets. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Courtside 25 to 26. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins on October 1st, 2025 and ends on June 30th, 2026. Multiple entry periods. See official rules at MichelobUltra.com/courtside for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
Okay, Chad. Today you're going to drive the all-electric Toyota BZ.
But my electric vehicle phobia. I'm not ready, Dr. Ross.
I believe in you.
Oh my gosh. We're inside it.
Try to take deep breaths, okay?
The ventilated seats, they're touching me.
You can do this, Chad. Drive the car. How do you feel, Chad?
I feel cured. Woohoo! I'm doing it!
The all-electric BZ. One drive can change your mind. Toyota. Let's go places.
But what I keep getting is this disconnect that just really doesn't get how what they, the aristocrats, were doing affected people or influenced.
She thought that she could just waltz it and kill who she needed to kill, but then whenever all the townsfolk saw, they started doing the murdering, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't expect that to happen." But
correct.
Okay.
And then just maybe she's like, "Oh well, they're just Protestants," kind of thing. Yeah. Okay.
That's the vibe.
Oh, the tension. We always try here at Queen's Podcast to give our women the benefit of the doubt.
I know.
But sometimes, like you said near the top of this, is sometimes it's that power that they need the power, and they know that, number one, like if shit were have gone the opposite way and they went after them, she would have been one of the first people that they killed, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she would have been one of the first ones off because everybody
She would have been
knew.
such a good figurehead. Yeah.
Yeah, like she's the power. She's the one that's running the whole thing. So let's off her. And then, there's a bit of a threat there.
And the vibe is that she's been doing this so long that she's really lost. There's a break in reality. What I keep hearing is there's a lot of disconnect. Things get out of hand. You start to think you can do anything. She really did. She didn't really mean all that. But also, just...
I can see it, though, because, she's always kind of gone down as this overbearing, power-hungry woman who had lots to say and was not shy about it. So I wouldn't put it past her. I really wouldn't.
And I wonder if, because then the guy the Huguenot that she had her daughter marry, later does go on to become the first Protestant king of France. I wonder how much that pissed her off.
A lot.
God damn it.
I did all of this work for nothing.
Why did I kill the groom?
Well, I mean, it is a chess game, right? Like you're playing one strategy, thinking it's gonna clear the board kind of scenario, and then it just doesn't. Oh.
So that's really interesting, though, how you're saying that it seems like she's 1 foot in the circle, 1 foot out the circle, because I don't think you've ever described one of these before. Is that something that you get often?
No,
Like,
I've
no?
never had that happen, ever.
Oh, well, Cathy de Medici coming in strange. That
While we do this in real time, sometimes it's weird for me too to like feel the feels, see the things, then try to make it make words to make it land. It doesn't, okay, this may speak more about me, but it doesn't give me the ick to have her present. I mean, it's definitely not warm. It doesn't necessarily feel like there's any remorse, but there's a lot of neutrality. It doesn't feel like ick, like, oh, I wish it was more of them kind of thing. It's just more like, that wasn't the goal, but also, meh. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to say this, like, respect. There's just a lot of strategy is what it feels like. Like, the vibe is just strategy alone. Like, how do you survive? How do you stay in power? A whole lot of fucking disconnect. And, well, this is how we do things. And speaking to, like, always earnestly trying to exonerate the women and giving them their place, but also feminism is about equity. Like, they are running things without being the forefront, right? So the way you run things is the way you run things in these times, right? And so often to have people listen to you, it's got to have more flex, more power, and a whole lot less feeling behind it. Again, like, how do you go to war? You have a strategy. Who needs to be killed and who needs to survive? Like, she's not, it feels more neutral and strategy oriented. It's really interesting. No, I've never had this happen before where somebody stands half in, half out. Not even like in personal readings, not for myself.
What is her sign, Catherine? De Medici, birthday, Aries. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious because I know like when we did Elizabeth Woodville, seemed grateful that we were talking about her. Elizabeth Bathory just loves being the center of attention, so she was happy we were talking about her. But then Mary Queen of Scots was a bit like, this shit again?
Yeah.
Can y'all... So is Catherine de Medici giving you a vibe one way or the other with that, or...
It's interesting. It's very much the like, I mean, go ahead, but whatever. Like, she's very, like, it seems a little housewifey about it. Like, I'm glad to be seen and to be talked about, but it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. So, like, whatever. It feels whatever.
I'm getting ambiguity. Like, it's very ambiguous of, like, both things. Like, okay, if you want to talk about it, that's great, but it wasn't my favorite.
It feels like neutrality. So, like, yes, but it's not like she's confused. I'll put it that way. So this is why I'm using neutrality, because she doesn't feel confused about it or conflicted, and she doesn't feel remorseful. She's like, this is just what it is. This is what it was. Like, I do enjoy the attention, and I'm glad you're taking note of it, because it was a long-term strategy, and in like for a hot second it worked, but like it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I don't really love spending this much time on it, kind of thing.
She's like, it would have been a lot cooler if it had gone down differently and people didn't know what I did.
Yes, and she doesn't so much care that it was a massacre, but she's like that. She's more about like what she planned. So my curiosity is like where her Capricorn placements are or where her Gemini placements are. She feels more annoyed that her strategy as she planned it did not come to fruition.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kitty.
Okay.
Darwin had a walkthrough on that one. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So she's not annoyed at all the people, the maybe 10,000 people that were murdered. She's annoyed that her plan didn't go exactly as planned.
It wasn't how I said it should have gone.
That's
but
why I'm
okay.
honestly like the way you were talking about it. I was expecting to see her be like a Virgo or something, or like something like very like spreadsheet oriented type of person. I was not expecting Aries.
But Aries women are a fucking force to be reckoned with, right? They're the warrior of the chart, okay? So the Aries is a shit stirrer. They want what they want and they want immediate feedback. And you can think of them as a little bit of like ADHD monsters of like they need stimulation and they'll take it at all costs. So if you think about little like rams, you can find them like jumping up and butting their head up against a barn wall and you're like, and they end up damaging their own horns, but they just need feedback. So they are known to want what they want, make the decision, have it fucking blow up in their face, and then be like, whatever, dude. Like, and then move on. So to me, this is very Aries of it. And the other aspect of Aries, because I'm not coming for you, Aries, I have a double Aries child. When they evolve and they mature, they become the benevolent leaders who are very capable of feeding everybody. It's always about who's in power and what they do with that power. And with wisdom and age, they really can strategize beautiful things because they are the warrior of the chart and they can provide. So she does feel this need of providing, like she gets shit handled, so to speak, but they have very short term, like they are not let me think about how this is all going to play out. Hence the massacre aspect. She was like, I wasn't supposed to leave the table, but like they stir the shit pot because they want the energy of it. They're like adrenaline goblins. So like whatever feeds the adrenaline, why can't I say that word today? Adrenaline. They're into, which fits what she's saying. Like, that wasn't the plan. I don't love that because I wanted it to go the way I wanted it to go. But also, whatever,
So then here's another question I have. If she's so into planning, it was decided her daughter would marry this Huguenot guy, he did go on to become the next king of France after all of Catherine de Medici's sons died without issue. Because he was just kind of like the next cousin in line, but also the fact that he was married to the king's sister also gave him some credibility. So she kind of shot herself in the foot there with that as well. But did marrying her daughter to this Huguenot guy, was that part of the long game strategy for killing Huguenots? And did she not consider that would put her daughter in danger? Like, doesn't that seem a little bit reckless, or did she not care? Because it was a
I'm gonna
girl.
pull a card before I say anything.
Okay.
Okay, so just clarifying, marrying him, was that part of the long-term strategy? Yes?
Yeah. Was it part of the long-term strategy to kill Protestants? Yeah.
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 There's
What is that card?
Okay, so this is the Hierophant. Hierophant is the most human. Well, okay. In this deck, it's got a crow on it and it's sitting on a key. So for us in this community, keys are representative of Hecate. She's the mother of all witches. She's fucking powerful. So yes, it was a part of the long-term strategy to try to keep them in power because the original Hierophant card is like the Pope.
The Pope was like her uncle.
Yeah.
Lining up.
There we go.
Yeah. That's just a yes.
So this was always part of the plan, and she just didn't. Because I was like, that could put your daughter in danger, and she's just okay.
We can pull another card if we want to.
I mean, but do you get any vibe from that? Like, did she just not give a fuck if it put her daughter in danger?
I don't know that she cared.
Okay.
That's the unfortunate thing about being a woman in those times. Yeah, it was just like, oh, you're, again, back to the chess narrative. She's just a pawn on our side, and I can give up that pawn as long as I get what I need to get out of a situation.
I'm going to use it how I can use it to benefit the long-term family line.
Oh. How icky. Oh, being a woman is terrifying.
Then all of her sons died young or like didn't have kids. That line did die out, and it went on to Protestant kings after her line anyway. So didn't work out how you thought it would, did it, Kathy?
Which is kind of the vibe of like, I mean, I'm glad you're still talking about me, but it didn't really work, so I don't really care.
Okay, well, at least she's like not mad.
She's not mad. She's not mad.
Well, that's good at least. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be scared for you if she was like half in the circle, half out the circle, and just pissed off. So at least she's just sort of like, meh.
I mean, bold strokes here, and you know, she's a force to be reckoned with. To the point of feminism, it's about equity, not just equality. Man, she just swung hard and big and just did it the way that she saw other people do it to stay in control and in power. There's some respect there, particularly for me. I don't agree with it.
If a man would have done the same thing, it would have been like, oh well, okay.
That's what he's supposed to do. You know,
Yeah.
not that we agree with that either, but it's like, this is what they do. And she did what she thought she needed to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Catherine de Medici, we got our fucking eyes on you. Don't haunt me. Don't haunt
History
me.
has its eyes on you.
Well, that was so cool. Now we know another history's mysteries solved with Tandy.
And honestly,
same-
not surprised at
Not
any
surprised.
of these answers. I was like, I'm kind of expecting what you've literally laid out. She knew what she
Yeah.
was doing. She's very much like, okay, whatever. It didn't go as planned, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want 10,000 Protestants to get murdered, but hey. Oh well. Obladi da. I'm sure that's exactly what she said.
I mean, I think Nathan said it at the beginning of like very Game of Thrones. Like, it's just a body count in a war. And her vibe is nothing but cold strategy.
That
So-
was very much the woman, in my opinion, that she was. It was just all cold strategy through the whole thing. I mean, just even from like her marriage and everything that she had to deal with through that probably made her into that cold sort of leader.
Because I think you watched The Serpent Queen, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know what they depicted, but I know Diane de Poitiers was a character and everything. But when Henry was dying, a very painful, long, drawn-out death, and he was, like, begging to see Diane de Poitiers, and Catherine just kept being like, you are pronouncing my name way wrong. I am.
Totally.
I am right here. Like, there does have to be, like, a level of coldness. I know your husband's asking to see his mistress, but there does have to be a level of coldness to just be like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my old age, like my elder ages of like the women who survived, I mean, had to just be utterly so unfeeling about it, right? I mean, we're typically indoctrinated and enculturated, is that a word? To care give, right? To be the mothers. But if you are driving the ship and trying to stay in power and trying to survive, you do have to put your feelings aside. That can go very, very wrong, clearly. But there's just this, like, what else was she going to do? Be another part of the body count, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
She probably would have been if she didn't. I don't know. That's my feeling of it, is she would have been part of the body count if she wouldn't have done something, because obviously this is a very tension-filled time. And the war of religions, it makes sense why you would be like, well, if I didn't kill them, they were going to come after me.
And
So
it
we've got to
is-
do something.
So what's interesting about her vibe is like, she's like, you all can put all kinds of narratives on it, but you weren't there, and I can't go back, and I was doing what I needed to do, or what I thought I needed to do.
Well, cool. Well, thank you, Tandy. As
Yes.
always, this was so much fun. This hour always flies by. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to have you back in the new year.
Well, thank you so much. This is one of my favorite things that we do in the year, honestly. Like, I
Yeah.
love these readings. So thank you for having me. Thank you for having me back.
You get to learn a little history. We get to learn a little woo-woo. Everybody
Win-win.
wins. Good time.
I love
right.
it.
Well, I hope y'all all enjoyed that. If y'all want to learn more about Tandy and where you can work with her, check the show notes. We'll have links out to Unicorn Wellness and all her other goodies. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.